If everybody's from Africa, then what is the point of knowing your ancestry? Shouldn't all the ancestry trace back to Africa? It doesn't, which lets you know it's a setup. They're not going to tell you your ancestry. They want your DNA. You understand that? They want your DNA. What do you think these mad scientists are doing with our DNA? What do you think these mad scientists are doing with our DNA? Then everybody's ancestry should link back to Africa, and it does not, which means it's a setup. They wanted our DNA, and they pulled the same trick they always pull, which is catering to our emotions. We wanted to know where we're from. We wanted to know where we're from, not realizing the truth has been there the entire time. You mean to tell me we had a slave trade for centuries? We had a slave trade for centuries, and all they have is 5 ships on log. They have 5 ships on the maritime log, 5 slave ships. We're talking about hundreds of years of slave trading, and they only got 5 ships. They can tell you when the first ship landed. They can tell you when the last ship landed, but everything in between is murky water. And that's no pun intended. All these black people transported to North America, and y'all only got 5 ships on record. You have a better chance of finding a brontosaurus thigh bone. You have a better chance of finding a Tyrannosaurus arm. You have a better chance of finding a Triceratops horn. You have a better chance of finding a Stegosaurus's tail than you do finding a slave ship. And you all don't think it's a setup. You all don't think it's a setup. There should be slave ships everywhere, and they only have 5 on record. So Black Lives Matter is a name, but it's a name birthed out of a response to white oppression. You're saying Black Lives Matter because they don't. You're saying Black Lives Matter because they actually don't. You're saying black is beautiful because it actually isn't. You're saying black is power because it's actually powerless. I'm not telling you what you think. I'm just telling you about the system that has been created that you and I were born into. So no matter what we try to do, we can't change the system. No matter what we try to do, we can't change the context in which the system has created for us to exist in. This is why I talk about removing ourselves from the system. This is why I talk about removing ourselves from the system. You have a better chance of finding a dinosaur fossil than you do finding a slave ship. And nobody thinks that's strange. Nobody thinks that's odd. Nobody sat back to think, wait a minute, where are all the slave ships? We agree with the whips. We agree with the chains. We agree with the movies. We saw the plantations, everything we agreed to. And now one person sat back to ask the question, well, where are all the slave ships? They have over 14,000 slave voyages to North America, over 14,000. And they only have 5 slave ships. You all listening to me right now thinking I'm crazy. You all are listening to me right now thinking that I have lost my mind. You all are listening to me right now thinking, no, Blanche, that's not it. I'm just telling you, it's a setup. All these organizations, all this, it's all been a lie. They've lied to us the entire time. You think Columbus was lost? You think Columbus was lost? Do you think a man is going to travel around the world and he's lost? Just use your mind. He wasn't lost. He was coming to get us. He was coming to get us. Black Lives Matter is an extension of white oppression. They're all doing the same thing because they all have the same agenda. And that is to keep us subdued. That is to keep us blind. That is to keep us focused on something that has no significance on what's going on with who we are. I'm not saying that the people in Black Lives Matter don't have good intentions. I'm not saying that the people in these organizations don't have good intentions. I'm simply saying that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities. We wrestle against wickedness in high places. So that means everything on this ground level is a distraction. Everything on the ground level is a distraction because the real enemy, the real fight is up there in those skyscrapers, in those castles, in those secret chambers. That's where the real fight is. Black Lives Matter should shut down every place where black people are terrorizing black people. Because if black lives really mattered, then a black life should matter to us first. Our lives should matter to each other first. And I am not excusing systemic racism because white people, Jewish people, LGBTQ, all of them have a hand in our oppression. All of them. Everybody is jockeying for a piece of us. All of them. None of them are exempt. They are all fighting for their piece of us. We are what they want. It is us. We are what they want. They can have these fake stories, these fake narratives. At the end of the day, everybody wants their piece of us. It's us. And we got to realize that everything they are doing is a distraction. I want you to think. COVID-19 kills who the most? They say that COVID-19 kills who the most? Black people in America. Black people in America, particularly black men. But black people in America are the #1 victims of COVID-19. Think about that. A virus created in Wuhan has its victims as black people in America. All this going on, the whole world shut down. The whole world shut down because they saw George Floyd being killed, murdered by a white police officer. Who is George Floyd? I'm not minimizing who the man is, but who is he? It's another black man getting killed. So why does it matter now? Why does it matter now? You know why? Because this whole charade, this whole sham, all this propaganda is about us. It's about us. They don't want us dead. They want our minds. They already got the DNA. They already have the DNA. We gave it to them. We gave them the God gene on a silver platter because we wanted to know where we were from, not realizing they only got 5 slave ships. We wanted to know where we were from so bad that we gave them our DNA. We wanted to know where we were from so bad that we gave them our DNA. We gave them our birthright. Not even realizing, not even thinking, where are the slave ships? Where are all the slave ships? Nobody thought about it. You know why? Because they told us we were black. And when they tell us that we're black, we don't have to look any further. We don't have to look any further. Once we say we're black, we're going to accept the narrative. We're going to approve the script. That's how it works. All of this is about us. And Black Lives Matter is an extension of what we are fighting against. Because if Black lives really matter, Black Lives Matter would be shutting down cities all across America. Black Lives Matter would be shutting down cities all across America. We got to be honest. They lied to us. Do you understand that black on black murder is white supremacy? Black on black murder is systemic racism. Black on black murder is racist. Do you understand? Black on black murder is a part of the plan. All they did was find a way to profit off of our pain like everybody else does. That is what they do. It is a setup. If they can't call you black, what will they call you? You get on TV right now and you say, I'm not black, and watch the whole room get quiet. Watch everybody sit up in their chair. You get on TV right now and say, I'm not black, everybody's scrambling. You know why? Because you're outside the box. You want to see them squirm? You want to see them wiggle? You want to see them run and hide? Tell them you are not black and watch what happens. They don't have a script. They don't have a narrative. They don't have anything to confine you. You all are running around extensions of white oppression. Racism, systemic racism was created for us. Systemic racism was created for us. That's why everybody can participate in it except us. The only time we do is when we kill each other. I know what you all think, but if you look at today, you can see tomorrow. It's not hard. If you look at today, you can see tomorrow. Obama bailed the country out. He was our black leader. He was our black president. He was our black hope. Obama bailed the country out to a tune of $16.8 trillion. You know how we got repaid? Do you know how we got repaid for making sure he was in office? We lost jobs. We were unemployed. We were unemployed. Our payment for making sure Obama got into office was unemployment. Racism is economic. It's a setup. All these groups out here, all these organizations, all of them have one goal in mind: to make sure we are subdued. Who is the we? That is our men, that is our women, that is our children. What you all don't realize is that that's divinity. Our family is divinity. Our family is the manifestation of God. Our families are the manifestation of God. Father, mother, child. Our families are the manifestation of God. And that's what they want. Destruction of our families. Because if we are all together, it doesn't work. With the family structure intact, it doesn't work. That's how we were able to leave slavery with nothing and still manage to make prosperous communities. That's how we were able to achieve with nothing, because we had family. That's where the power was. They don't want us to be great. They want us to be black. They don't want us to be great. They want us to be black. Not what you think black is, not what I think black is, but what they said black is. Because what they said black is what black is. What they wanted black to be is what it is right now. Look at how we live in America and understand that what they wanted black to be is what it is. Do you understand that? It's the greatest trick in history. It was the greatest trick in history. Black Lives Matter is only around to keep us subdued, to keep us distracted, to keep us blind, and to keep us oppressed. That is their purpose. Gil Scott-Heron said it best. He said, the revolution will not be televised. Do you know why the revolution will not be televised? Because there won't be any TV stations. There won't be any radio stations. There will be no means to deceive and trick the people. Therefore, that will cause a revolution, because the people will see the truth. That is what will cause the revolution. If the truth shall set us free, then the truth is where our freedom lies. Wait for it. Free Blanche. Get money. Go.